What is up, guys? Welcome to Extreme Daily Drivers, where we are always balling on a budget and wrenching our garage. Thanks for coming by. What's up, guys? Welcome to Extreme Daily Drivers, where we are always balling on a budget and wrenching our garage. Thanks so much for stopping by our garage today. Today we're going to be installing a hood lift, cobalt hood lift. So to get things started, we're going to have to go ahead and install the hood on our Miata. As you guys can see, we put the engine in last week. Everything is good under here. I've done a couple little odds and ends in here. Installed the throttle body, installed the throttle body cable. I installed the thermostat housing. Lots of little things in here. Still lots of stuff missing. In order to put a hood lift on, first thing we got to do is put on the hood. You ready to grab it?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. I'm going to show you guys the hood. We just cleaned it, the back side of it anyway, and it turned out awesome. It turned out awesome. I apologize for the wind. It is kind of windy, but and check this out, man. Huh? It's just night and day difference. It's actually blue. All right, guys, we got the hood on and we got it closed. And the reason we want to do this is because we want to make sure that our lines are good. Kelly and I did the best we can for centering this up on the car, especially on this side, because as you guys know, the fender is kind of messed up. But this side is pretty darn good and it's pretty even. Also, the profile of the hood is pretty much where it needs to be. If you guys look down here, you can see there's really no bulging or anything like that. There is a little bit there. Can you see that? I don't know why. We'll address that some other time because it's doing the same thing back here. But the reason we're doing all this is because a lot of times when you install a hood lift, it creates some sort of distortion. Now, the one that we got here from Moss Motors, the Cobalt one, is not supposed to do that. But I want to do kind of a before and after to make sure that our lines on our hood and our fender are good. So here's the Cobalt hood lift that we got. There's the part number if you need it. I think it's $54 off mossmotors.com. I'll go ahead and put a link down in the bio. There are a bunch of these that you can purchase, and I did some research, and this one's supposed to be pretty darn good and easy to install. So Kelly's gonna be doing the installation today. Let's go ahead and get this thing out of the package. So inside the package, you get yourself some directions, which are pretty good, but really small and really wordy. I mean, there's several pages of this, and black and white photos, which are never the best. The hardware is nice though and substantial. Nice black painted piece here. Of course, you got your hood strut, hardware on each end, and then we have these two kind of like, I guess, anchors or whatever you want to call it. We'll be using these on the hood somewhere. I went ahead and pieced together this first little bracket because it's the first step of the instructions, and we're going to go ahead and install it on the firewall. All right, so step one is to identify this hole in your firewall. Now, if you have an 89 or 90, you won't have that, and you'll have to drill it out. But if you have a 91 and up, that hole ought to be there. All right, step one is to mount the small bracket I showed you earlier, and you want the cutout to face the fender. Kelly's got it hand tight for a second, but if you guys can see that, we got the nut going through, and then the other side, you got yourself a washer and a nut. After you secure the bracket to the firewall with 17mm wrenches, you go ahead and grab the ball stud and install the 10mm bolt on the other side of the stud.
And struggle with it.
And struggle with it. There you go. Now you got it. Installing this little ball stud's a real pain in the butt. You need a 12mm box wrench and then a 13mm. In this case, we're using a ratcheting one, but it's not easy to do, man. Kelly's making it happen. All right, once you got that guy on there nice and solid, we're going to install the ball stud over onto our bracket. All right, so for mounting the bracket onto the hood itself, the directions are not the best. Kelly's got a really good idea how she thinks it works. Her idea is better than my idea because my idea was extremely risky. If you made a mistake, you probably lose your piece and need to break the magnet out. But I think those are pieces of aluminum, so then you'd be really in trouble. Probably have to take the hood off and shake it till you get your piece out. All right, so you got these pieces of aluminum. The idea is that you insert them in this hole here in the hood, and then also this hole here in the hood, and then when you turn it sideways, they will tighten to the back of these holes.
It's just an anchor.
Yeah, so that's the concept here. That one's easy, right?
Oh, yeah, this one's easy.
Bottom one's easy. It's this top one.
So we need to get this in and then turn it. Oh,
yeah, but I think once you turn that bolt, it'll turn itself.
Think so?
Yeah.
Yep.
See? It turned.
Yep. Oh, perfect.
So now we need 10mm sockets. Tighten these guys up.
Yeah.
All right, so we got it kind of on there?
Yep.
All right.
too tight?
I think it's too low, guys. So this you can actually adjust this by sliding it in those holes. And according to the pictures, the higher it is up here, the more of a traditional hood level you'll get when the hood is open. The lower you have it, like it seems to be here, the hood will actually go higher, but it may leave a bulge when you close it. It says so in the directions. So let's loosen these a little bit and then slide this all the way up. There we go. Okay, I got that slid all the way to the top now. Oh. The other thing you got to figure out when you're doing this is it straight, right? So that's good. That's good. So we want it straight and all the way to the top. So that's all the way to the top now. That looks straight to me, so go ahead and tighten that. Okay, last part of this install, believe it or not, is installing the gas strut. And I always think the black piece goes towards the bottom, and that's never how it goes.
I would have thought the same.
So silver goes to the bottom, and you just should be able to snap that on there.
Start at the bottom?
Yeah, you can start at the bottom. Go ahead and snap it in place. All right, sweet, that worked. And then, does this need to go up higher? Hold on, let me get my hood prop out of here. Let me get my hood prop.
Yeah, I got it.
Hold the hood?
Yeah.
All right. All right, now go ahead and snap that in. All right, now if we let go, the hood stays up. How awesome is that? All right, guys, so in my experience with having these in the past, I never just grab this and just push it down. I put one hand here, and I put one hand here, and I kind of push with this hand, and then I bring it down with this hand. Also, I want to check to make sure that anything's moving down there, like if anything is loose. And everything looks okay. So I'm cycling this a couple times per the directions to get the oil going. You want to be careful when you get down here so it doesn't slam on your fingers. So have a good firm grip. Again, put your hand on the strut when you're lowering it. Let's see how we did. Let's see where we're at. That looks pretty darn good there. And look at that, man. No hood bulge. If anything, this could come up a little bit on this side. But you can see from the fender to the hood, there is no bulge. Let's go ahead and pop it. Excuse my interior here of the vehicle. I got a little work to do in here. Just a little bit. All right. Now you should be able to lift that or pop it, and it should kind of go up on its own.
Wow. Awesome.
Pretty awesome, huh?
These directions, by the way, are awful. You look at them and you think that you don't want to do this project because they're so wordy and what the hell's a rivet gun? You know, it's really easy. It's easy.
It is true, man. The directions are a little overwhelming. You know, I've done these in the past. I had my Miata I had back in the day. I had one of these. It was a different brand. They don't make it anymore. But yeah, it is a little scary when you first start reading those directions. But when you start looking at the parts, you're like, man, it's like 7 pieces of metal. I mean, how hard can this be? All right, guys, that is today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the awesome hood strut. And yeah.
So wait, what are we going to do about this paint?
What do you mean?
What do I mean?
Oh, you mean this?
Yes.
You mean this 12 years of neglect right here?
Yes.
We're going to fix this. We're going to fix it.
That is going to be a project.
Well, you know, it looks like a project, but honestly, it's not going to be that bad. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you what, next video, I'll go ahead and I'll split this hood down the middle, and I'll clean one side and leave the other side as is, so you guys get a nice before and after. I'll show you how to bring 12-year-old neglected paint back to life. It should be a really cool video. So stay tuned for that. Thanks so much for stopping by the garage. We'll be back next week with some detailing action for you guys to enjoy. Take it easy, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.